All right, gang, welcome back to our luxury tax challenge here on Mecklenburg. It is now May, and as you can see, got quite a bit of money overnight because we do now own that windmill, which is going to be paying us quite a bit of money every single month, which is fantastic. Plus, also the auto selling, obviously, of the different products and productions that we currently are running, right? So, made a pretty decent amount of money. Now, today, we are going to be buying our rice planter because we need to put the rice in today. This is the last month we can put the rice in for the season. So we need to get this done. So we're going to go ahead and purchase that. And I think I'm going to buy a little bit of rice while we're up here, but the rest of it I'll just buy at our yard because we've got a little bit of a buying silo there. We can get it from there. Even if it's a tiny bit more expensive, that's okay. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man. Starting to get back up in the groove here. Now, I don't know how much longer this series specifically will be running for. We don't have a whole lot left that we really have to do. Like I said, I want to get the rice in. I want to get the rice harvested. So just from that specific portion alone, we've got... where's the rice at? At least... 1, 2, 3, 4 more, at least, bare minimum, 4 more episodes left on this series. Probably more than that. We still have to pay off the loan, as we've talked about, right? And that loan is about $470,000, somewhere around in there, that we got to pay off. So, not cheap by any means, but yeah, we're getting very, very close here to ending the series since we accomplished the goal of buying that windmill. That was by far the largest one. We've got a little bit more work we can do and want to do in the park. So this $25,000 we spent here on the planter, we will utilize that into the park today. Although I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get to the amount we need to spend in the park. I'm not sure we're going to have enough money, I guess. Well, I say enough money, enough space to put anything down in there. But we will see. We might come up with some new ideas and new things to put in there. We will see what we can put in with the luxury tax, right? So, now, other than this, the only other thing really specifically we could do today is we could mow the grass again. I'm not going to. I'm going to wait one more month before I mow that. And I think that's probably really it. I think right now we're still kind of in the waiting process, the waiting period of time right now for the other fields to be ready to harvest. We do want to buy a harvester, both for the rice and for just regular harvest. So we've got to do that as well. So that's going to be some money that we have to spend, which obviously that will, cut into our ability to pay off the loan, right? But still, I think we're looking at 5, 6, maybe 7 episodes left on this series, and we're going to be done. And very successful, too. Took quite a while to get to where we were, but it was definitely a fast series for sure. We were able to get to that windmill a little bit quicker than I had anticipated. So maybe I could have made something a little bit more difficult, but overall, pretty happy with it. And I think it's time to move on anyway. I've talked about it a number of times. I'm not going to go into it in major detail here, but I've got other plans. I've got lots of things on a list of different ideas for challenges and different things like that. So it's not a big deal that the series might end a little earlier than I had expected. It's also probably a good thing because I do believe the Highlands fishing map and the pack and everything, the DLC stuff, I think that's coming out here in a couple of days. Maybe. So it'll be good for us to be able to kind of end this series soon and probably jump into that. And we'll see, right? I mean, I have to take a look at the map. I really haven't looked at the map in major detail, to be fully transparent with all of you. So I'm going to look at it. Maybe I don't like it, but I'm more than likely going to be doing a series on it for sure. I mean, I paid for the DLC. I might as well do a series on it, right? Wonder how the cows are doing today. They look like they're happy, hanging out in the grass in the sun. Alright, so now we just need to get this set to ready to go here. Now, I think I need to flood this first before it'll let me start to drill. And also, speaking of that, I need to put fertilizer in here. I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's buy some fertilizer real quick. Won't cost much. Alright, so let's flood this. And then we can turn on the steering assist here. I'm going to do 4 headland passes, I think. I'm going to put the lines on just so I can see where I'm going here. And we are underway. Very happy we're doing this. I think I've mentioned that a number of times. I'm going to mention it again briefly, so bear with me. We've only done rice, long grain rice, and regular rice one time on the channel. So I'm happy to be utilizing it once again. And I do think, what we're doing now is a perfect fit. We could do the regular long grain rice like we talked about in the past. I don't know what is going on here with the steering, but we are doing some weird stuff. We could do the long grain rice, right, which would, kind of make us not have to necessarily buy a second harvester, but I definitely wanted to do this one. We've got plenty of money rolling in now, so money's not necessarily a big concern anymore, and it hasn't really been a concern for the last couple of months, last handful of months, I guess. I say months, last handful of episodes. So I just felt like it was a better series to incorporate it in. Plus, we get see it a little bit into precision farming and all that stuff, because we haven't done the rice and precision farming yet. So shouldn't be a major change, but it's at least nice to see it, check it out, all that good stuff. I need to realign this. I did not line that up properly. Other than that, I'm going to do a shameless plug for a second on my other channel really quick, if you'll bear with me. My other channel, I do a lot of different stuff. There's a link down below if you're interested in it. Right now, I'm doing a playthrough, which at the beginning was a little weird. I wasn't really sure how it was supposed to go about it, but as I continued to move on, I started to actually enjoy it. But it's kind of like a puzzle type of playthrough. It's called Keeper. If you haven't looked into it, I recommend you do. Like I said, I am doing a playthrough on it. I've only got 2 episodes out at the time of this recording. Probably be 3, maybe, by the time you see this. I don't know. I don't know for sure yet on that. But at least 2 will be out there for you to see and watch if you're interested in checking it out and seeing if it's something that you would like or not. It's a story about, basically it's like a lighthouse that kind of grows like spider type of legs and walks around, and the landscapes and everything around it are gorgeous. The puzzles so far haven't been super complex by any means, but it is definitely a fun, enjoyable game just to sit back and play. Now, I don't always do daily videos on that second channel, my second channel, so, I try to get one out every other day or around that, but it doesn't always happen that way, so it's much more relaxed. Anyway, this looks like it's going pretty well here. We are going to have to buy, I think, quite a bit more rice here. Because we are almost out of rice, and we haven't even finished 2 headland passes yet. So we're definitely going to have to buy a lot more rice, and that's okay. We've got plenty of money to do so. Now, I haven't installed or downloaded or whatever anything else from ModHub for the park. I'm not sure I really want to install anything else at this point. I think we pretty much have everything we need. I think it's more going to be some touch-up work, maybe adding some more cars, and maybe adding that telephone booth that I talked about, and, some other minor things like that, maybe some more fence work, things of that nature. I mean, we pretty much, in the last episode, accomplished really what my vision was for that park, right? We've got a little bit of a ice cream parlor that can also do other things. And we've got the windmill in the middle with kind of a bit of a history walk around, which I really, really like. Of what that land was before, right? You would see that in some parks. Now, one thing we do have to do that we have not done yet, which we are going to do today, I guess I should have said this at the beginning. I said that we didn't have a whole lot else to do, but we do. We need to take the milk. We need to buy something to take the milk to our ice cream parlor, our dairy, whatever. We need to get something to get the milk over there. So that's something we're going to work on doing today as well. So that's another expense we're going to be buying today. I'm not going to buy a harvester today. I'm not going to buy a harvester for this rice field either, like a regular harvester or the rice field harvester. I'm not going to buy either of those today. I will wait and save that for when the time comes that we need to actually harvest them. All right, we're going to have to get some rice here any minute. Definitely want to take out those 2 trees. I'm not sure if we'll do that today or not, but I do want to take out those trees there that are next to our trailer, or trailers, excuse me. I like the trees and everything there, but they're just kind of, right now, based off of how we set everything up, they're kind of in the way, and they're not really doing a whole lot. I like them just for the look of them, but, you know, we're trying to make sure that we're not really necessarily going for the look, specifically in this series. We're more for trying to accomplish, you know, a working farm area. And while those trees are super nice, they're not really, you know, doing anything. So I think we'd be better off, you know, chopping them down and turning them into some money for us. Maybe I should add a tree in there for the cows so they have some shade outside if they want to be outside to have shade. I'm not sure that we're going to want to or not, but... Ooh, maybe I can't buy... Oh, I bet I can't buy rice here, can I? Okay. Well, that's a bit of a problem. I didn't really think that one through. Well, I guess we're heading up to the shop and getting some more rice in there, huh? Alright, I will head to the shop. I'm going to buy a bunch of rice pallets. I'm not sure how many I'm going to buy, but it's probably going to be a decent amount. So I will head up there. You know what? Let's use the Iseki. We haven't used the Iseki in a bit. Let's use the Iseki. I'll head up there, get some more of those pallets, and be back here, and we'll continue on our progress here of doing our rice drilling. Alright, we are back, loaded up there. Let's jump into our Iseki, our other Iseki now, I guess. We got 2 Isekis now. I bought a ton of them. I bought 8 pallets, probably more than we need, but they're not expensive. I think that entire thing cost us like $3,000. It was nothing. So, I'd rather have too many of them than not have enough and have to go back up there again, right? I know there's something soothing about doing the rice planting. I don't know what it is. I like the way that the whole machine works. I've never seen a rice machine before, a rice planter or seeder or whatever. I've never seen one before. Nope. There we go. Now, I think there's a bit over here that we had stopped at that we're going to have to touch up, because we're going to be kind of on the inside of that. But that's okay. We can do that. It's not going to be that big of a deal. This is a very awkward-shaped field. Kind of looks like the state of Nevada a little bit. But it should produce quite a lot of rice. Now, I know rice is not going to make us a ton of money. I know. We're not going to get the amount of money back that we're putting into it as far as the seeder, the planter, or the harvester. I know. I'm okay with that. Especially now that we've got a windmill helping generate tons of money for us. Not a big deal. So, we're going to get the rest of this done here, gang. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be too bad. It really shouldn't. We're going through this relatively quickly here. Please get off the line. Thank you very much. So it shouldn't be too bad. We're just going to do this last little bit over here on the headland pass, and then we'll start our more traditional up and downs. Alright, well, we are almost done with the rice drilling here. Certainly did not need as many rice sapling pallets as I bought, but that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. As I mentioned, they were not that expensive, so it's not that big of a deal. And looks like we're done. Perfect. We can go ahead and turn that off. And we can go ahead and put this... Whoa! Don't go in there, Z. Don't go in there. I don't know where I was going there, but that was not the way I should have went. Although these are really skinny tires, so I might be able to drive across that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I've tried that, but anyway. So we're going to go ahead and put this away. We're going to need to get those pallets off there, but that doesn't necessarily have to be done today. I'm going to fold this up, and we definitely want to put this under cover, so we're going to go put this in the shed here. Alright, that is done. Let's just take a look and see how the cows are doing. I would suspect that they're perfectly fine, but let's take a look anyway. Yep, they are good. Still 5 animals there, so they haven't reproduced yet, which we were kind of hoping they would be doing by now. They're only at 80% health, though. It does take them quite a few months before they will start doing that. How's the straw situation? Oh, they're fine. They're fine. There's not much milk in here, if I'm honest with you. We have very little milk, actually, to be exact. I think what I'm going to do here, just to try to help speed that process up a bit, is I'm going to buy a few more cows here, I think. I'm going to buy 10 more. All right, I bought 10 more. So we got a lot more cows now, but, you know, that's a good thing. They're just going to be producing a lot of milk for us, and, yeah. It'll start eating a lot more of the stuff that we have as well. As you know, we have plenty of TMR and everything else. So, all very, very good things, right? Very good things. Tons and tons of TMR in there. Tons and tons and tons of TMR. Okay, so, we need to buy... the wrong menu here. What's in the used market? Anything? There's a grain header. That's the fast grain header, though. I don't necessarily think I want to use that. So we need to buy some way to be able to transport the milk to our dairy, right? So there's a couple options we can do here. We can go the semi approach, which maybe that's what we should do. Would not be cheap, but maybe that's what we should do. Or we can go, you know, one of these approaches where we utilize a tractor to do so, right? mean, right now we don't have a whole lot of milk, but hopefully, you know, with that increase to the cows that I just put in there, we'll start producing quite a bit more here in the next couple of episodes. I don't know. I'm kind of like leaning towards this Colossus here, and then just kind of upping the capacity a bit. Nothing too crazy, but instead of it being 10,000, make it like 20,000. I think that's probably all we really need right now. I don't think we need any more than that, and it's so inexpensive that. I've got to look at the tires. You guys know I like my wide tires, but I want the tires to look relatively good, and I don't really like those, if I'm honest with you. Well, those I like. The Trelleborgs. That's some nice tires right there. We're going to go with those. I mean, I don't really care. Sure. EU, US. What are we doing different here? Oh, it's just the... Okay. I don't really care about that. Rear light design, don't care about that. I actually like this blue color. I'm going to keep the blue color, I think. Maybe I'll look at it. Maybe I'll look at it. I'm kind of thinking maybe like a lighter blue, though, for milk, right? It's like a teal. Nah, we'll just keep it. We'll keep it as it is. I like that darker color the more I look at it. All right, 15,000. We'll go ahead and purchase that. So let's head up to the shop and pick that up. And I'll be back with you in a minute, and we'll fill up the milk and take it and get the dairy started here. All right, we are almost back here. Now, I was looking at the recipes here to make the ice cream. Really, the only thing we can specifically make right now at this moment is strawberry ice cream. So if we go into here and look at the dairy production, there's multiple ice creams we can do. Obviously, there's a chocolate ice cream, but we would require chocolate, which we don't have. There is the honey ice cream, which I actually am kind of considering doing. I think we will do that. We'll put down some bees around our windmill. There's not really anything for us to do there in that space, so we might as well utilize that space a bit so we can put some bees down there. And then strawberry ice cream, we just have to turn strawberries on one of our hydroponic greenhouses, and we'll start making strawberry ice cream, so that's pretty easy. Vanilla needs sugar. We're currently not making any sugar. Not really planning to make any sugar. So really, it's the honey and the strawberry ice cream that we're going to be able to make. So that's our main goal, I guess, is how I should put it. Now, I don't know where I should be picking up the milk from. Is it in that tank? Or is it? Oh, maybe it's on the drop here. Is it on the drop here? No, I would think that would be like slurry, right? Let's just see if we can figure it out. That's slurry. Milk is... Okay, yeah, it's in that. That's what I thought. Like I said, we don't have a ton of milk to put in here, but, you know, it's something. At least gets us started. One thing we need to do really quick before we leave here is change one of these, minimum. Ooh, we need liquid fertilizer in all these too. Well, only two of them. Two of them have liquid fertilizer. We only need it in one of them, but we need to get that going too. Probably need to move that gestate over today, if we can do it. We want to put this on distributing. I believe... I don't think our farm supply has anything for strawberries. No, it doesn't. Okay, so we should be good then. If we turn it on to distributing, it should just send it directly to the dairy production. The only thing we have to do that. We either have to sell them or do it on distributing. We can't really spawn them, except for maybe one of them, because we kind of put them on top of each other on purpose, with the understanding that we weren't really going to be spawning pallets from them, right? So let's get this milk up there. We've got some twigs and stuff over here I need to clean up as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be today. I don't think we're going to have anything to do next month. I don't think anything's going to be ready to harvest next month. No. So, you know, some of this cleanup stuff work that we need to do can be done really next month too, right? And we can try to spend some money on some of the other things we need to purchase, right? We spent some money today. Nothing outrageous, but we did spend some money today. Very, very, very happy with how that all turned out, man. I'm very, very happy about it. Haven't been able to find it, you know, any kind of a tennis court or anything, which I would love to have, but it is what it is, right? Okay, the milk is being dumped in. Okay, perfect. That's in there. And we want to turn on strawberry ice cream, and we're going to turn on the honey ice cream too, because like I said, we are going to we'll just store them. I'm going to store them all for right now. There should be enough room for them to spawn. We've got plenty of room over here to kind of move things around as well. Might be beneficial to buy another skid steer type of thing to put up here and just leave up here. You would think, you know, if you're a dairy like that, you would have one anyway, right? Or a forklift or something. You would have something. So that might be beneficial for us to do that. Alright, we're just going to drop this back off over here. This is going to be kind of a bit in the way here, isn't it? Yeah. I think we have enough room to maneuver if I leave it right there. Might need to expand the, whatever you want to call this, rock work there on the ground. I can turn the beacons off. I don't need those on anymore. Let me get realigned here, and then I'm going to fill these things up with some water, and then we definitely need to get the fertilizer going. Oh, we are full in water. I didn't even notice it. Duh. Alright, while that's happening, I'm just going to leave that there for right now. Like I said, I need to take those off there. Let's go over here and get the digestate. Really, what we may want to do as well, I talked about this early on, is maybe upgrade our digestate thing here, right? Get a bigger one. That way I don't have to make so many forward and backward trips to deposit between these two. Maybe we should look to doing that as well. Because there's quite a lot of digestate in there, which is going to help us get those going again, right? I think we're going to. Alright, what do we got? What do we got for choice-wise for digestate? Well, I guess it's... well, I guess maybe it wouldn't be that, would it? I don't remember what this was under now. Now I'm forgetting. Slurry tankers, maybe? Yeah, it was under slurry tankers. Okay. So, what we've got is 8.2. We want something quite larger. This thing is gigantic. So 8.2 to 20. Man, these are expensive. I did not realize that these were as expensive as they are. Holy smokes. 21.8 for 75 or 20 for 60. I think I'm going to go with this one, man. I got to put the Michelins on. You know I like my Michelins. John Deere Manure Sensing. John Deere Manure Sensing will detect the nitrogen in your manure. As the nitrogen in the manure is never homogeneous, this sensor guarantees the application of the same nitrogen amount over all the field. Interesting. Do I need that? Probably not. Probably not. I'm going to keep it all the same colors. I'm going to go with what it wants me to use as the colors. Alright. We're going to buy that. I'm going to take this up. We'll sell this. We spent a lot of money again today, so we're going to be putting some money into that park. But again, I don't think we're going to have enough stuff to put into the park to get to that amount. But that's okay at this point. I think we can kind of bend the rules a little bit there because the park is pretty much done, right? The whole point of it was, you know, if I'm buying anything, I have to invest that money back into the city and or to the town or the village or whatever you want to call it by way of building that park. And I think we've successfully done that at this point. Can we do some more minor touch-up stuff and add a few things here and there? Absolutely. 100%. And will we? Absolutely. But will it actually get to the amount that we need it to get to every episode? No, not anymore at this point. That's the whole point of that last episode and what I mentioned, right? We really have accomplished what I had set out to build for that park. So, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll definitely put stuff into it every episode. Whatever we can, if we have anything to put into it. But I'm no longer worried about making sure I hit X mark on dollar-wise to put into the park, because there's not really anything else for us to put into the park. The park is done. All right, let's take this back here. I'm not sure exactly, what kind of money we'll get back for this. I mean, it was pretty expensive, right? So I'm hoping we get a good chunk of it back. But I really don't know. Repair for $3, repaint it for basically $1,000, and we're going to sell it for $25,600. So yeah, we get most of that back. We'll take it. I'm going to repair the Iseki while we're up here. Don't really plan on getting rid of the Iseki anytime soon. Alright, we are back. We'll go ahead and get the rest of that digestate moved over, so that way we can be making liquid fertilizer to put into that greenhouse. Don't really know specifically if I want to put any more in there. I don't think I will. As far as buying it outright, liquid fertilizer is very expensive. Not that we're really... Whoa, what am I doing there? Not that we're really that concerned about money right now, but at the same time, I don't really want to waste that kind of money there. I don't know what is going on here. Why am I not able to back up there? It's like an invisible wall or something there. Alright, there we go. Put the digestate in there. All right, quick autosave while that's happening here. Just make sure I have everything set here. Distributing, yep, we're good there. No liquid fertilizer should go over here, should it? I hope not. No, there's nothing in here that would do the liquid fertilizer. I didn't think so, but, it's worth double-checking everything just to make sure. Okay, yeah. Good. All right, let that continue. I'm going to fill this up really quick while we're here, too. We'll just top up all these things with some more water. Now, it should, in theory here, I think it does it every hour, and should, in theory, here at 11 o'clock, start shipping some liquid fertilizer over to the one greenhouse, which is kind of looks dead, and that's because there's no liquid fertilizer in there. Okay. Everything good. Cows good. Cows are good. Everyone seems to be happy now. Fill this up with water one more time here. Okay, 11 o'clock just hit. This one should be green again. It is. Perfect. All right, we're going again. There's not going to be much in there because there wasn't much liquid fertilizer made yet, but at least it got it going a little bit, right? 45 liters. There's nothing in there at all, really. But at least it got it going again, so that's good. Okay, so I think the only thing really remaining to do here is take a look and see how we did with the rice field, unload that, which, again, I'm probably going to do that next episode. And get the rest of the digestate moved here. Maybe potentially sell some of that TMR. We could do that. All right, let's take a look at the menu, the map here, rather. So it's not allowing me to... It's not allowing me to see over here. I can see part of it here, but I can't really see here. Alright, while that's happening, let's jump over here and take a look at this. Because I might have to just look at this in person versus on the map here, because it's not really soil, no data found. Maybe if I go and buy, because it tells you over here, right? pH value's good, mostly. Nitrogen's perfect. Well, bad, I guess, in a couple tiny little spots here and there, but overall it seems to be okay. So maybe if I buy it again, will it... I'm going to buy it. No, that didn't do anything. That did nothing. Why does it allow me to buy it again? Weird. I don't know. That's weird. I mean, I have the soil the information for everything here, so I don't know why it won't show up here. Kind of weird, right? That's all right. We'll just do it by hand. We'll kind of figure it out. I mean, you know, this is going to tell us everything back here, like, you know, bad. And when we're over here, it's not going to give us any information at all. And we're not going to get any information, which is unfortunate. But if we look up here at the top portion, and that's going to give us a basic idea, I think, for the most part. Maybe it'll update by the next episode. I don't know. Who knows? But all I do know is we are going to leave the episode at this point. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I need to go to the park still and spend a little bit of money at the park. Let me do that. Okay, so we need to spend a little bit of money here. You know, perhaps what I do with some of the money is kind of save it up and utilize it to buy that little forklift I talked about, right? Or something for over here. Speaking of that, how much are they? How much are little forklifts? 55 and 79. They're not that little. They're not that cheap. I don't think we would need any more than this. Right? I think this would be really all we need. I don't think we need the Manitou. Or Manitou, however you say it. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to put any money into the park because we put so much in the last episode. We're going to save that money because we're going to be buying more stuff here in the next episode. And then we'll utilize that money, and instead of actually putting something specifically into the park, we'll utilize that to buy a forklift, which is a part of the park for our factory here. And look at this in the background. It actually... Can you go in here? Look at this. This mod is pretty freaking sweet. It's even got moving stirrers, or whatever you want to call them. Well, that's pretty sweet. Sweet. One thing we can do that I forgot about, though. I said I was going to put honey over here around this. Let's do that. Ooh. Every time I go into that one, if you actually click on one of the windmills and try to go visit it, it puts you inside the windmill and then you can't get out. A little weird, right? A little weird. Let's put some bees down here. I'm just going to kind of wrap them around. It's going to help out the neighbor farmer too, so he shouldn't be too upset. I'm going to go with these. Oh, maybe it won't let me. It lets me do it actually on the windmill portion, but this grass, technically, I guess I don't own. Interesting. Well, that's fine. I can go around this. That's fine. We can work with this. I don't have a place to spawn the bees. The honey, excuse me. But we'll get one. We'll get one. And then if we just put... Ooh, that's too big. No, I don't want to get rid of that. There, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's going to produce quite a bit of honey, actually. All right, so we need to put a spawn point. I'm just going to put one down like this. I don't really need anything more than that. Where do we want to put this honey at, though? You know what? I'm going to put it up here. Maybe that sounds crazy, but that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it up here. So we're going to go anyway. That's where it's going to go anyway. Okay, the honey's going to spawn there. All right, gang, that's it. We're going to leave the episode at that point. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for continued support. Cannot thank my members enough. If you're interested, there's a link down below for that. Like I said, take a look at my other channel if you're still watching and you're interested. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.